today. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 11 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. 1 play, 75 yards, 6 points. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They're led out by a former #2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on 1 play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. A look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power. We saw finesse. We saw speed. And what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
He's going to float this one deep right side. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there for Indy. 45 yards. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Ball rests on the 7-yard line, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor That's his 18th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lawrence will throw. His throw incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his second drop of the game. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Lawrence. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates. And you see his numbers from a week ago. He was up over 100 yards then, and he's already hit pay dirt here once in this one.
We always talk about quarterbacks and receivers getting into rhythm, right? Really feeling good, finding each other downfield. I think running backs operate the same way.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. On first down, Lawrence. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay getting in there and burying him behind the line. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
To try again after the sack, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Being chased out, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On fourth down, on is Logan Cook to punt. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
All right, Charles, we've spoken about this offense plenty, how great they've been all year. 9-0 now, into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites, without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talked with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on fourth. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the visiting Colts who won that first matchup. So they'll look for the season sweep here back home in Indy. On second down, it's Taylor.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Running left, Taylor.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Wilson. Campbell making the catch. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor,
his 21st touchdown of the season.
And the Colts have moved out in front. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Jacksonville set to go again offensively. They are back over the 500 mark for the season. Got there with a win a week ago, their second straight victory.
Well, they've definitely gotten better as this season has gone along, and from what I can tell, they know their roles. Everyone understands how they fit offensively, defensively, and this team now has an identity, and they're playing to it and playing well. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down. bit after they gave up a touchdown.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Here's Lawrence.
Escaping and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Colts taking the field again. Running back Jonathan Taylor at center stage.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. On 1st down, Wilson. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. That one good for 37 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
77 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Wilson.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Colts go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And it's now 21-7.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
He's got the first down. He's got a big game going right now. Already over 100 yards receiving in this first half alone.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
They'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
And the Colts pick it up, taking it right down Broadway. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And now out come the Jags.
They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And his first throw since coming in is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage.
He's in his zone, 2nd quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now Wilson steps away to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
And he'll be about the 22-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Throwing is Wilson. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On the handoff, Taylor.
And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete, right around the 8. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've come to
halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
So here are the Colts to take over.
They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
119 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Throwing the out route and complete. It's Campbell.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7. from the 35 on second down. Wilson.
Oh, Metcalf, what a catch.
And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this.
The red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he saw there. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. 1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor.
A 10-yard touchdown run.
And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Here's Logan Cook now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Ross on the return. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
Just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Now it's Wilson.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakan. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter, it would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. so they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
On 2nd and 10, Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Kwity Paye picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a...
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Buying time. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
Bobby Okereke gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Over the middle, he's got Chenault.
And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. Here's Logan Cook now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. .45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Wilson. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild. And here's another completion for good yardage.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down. Again, Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. A partner still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're always looking for a play to get you going, right? You're looking for someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach.
Touchdown! Mo Alley-Cox. Excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Colts add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. They'll try and start this drive in the air. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line under pressure, and they got to him again. Quiddy Pay in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both first and second down.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there, as that will wind up incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. Over the middle, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard. Line.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Well, at this juncture, CD, you normally see teams pack in the passing game. They've got the huge lead. Not them, though. They're still taking their shots.
I remember reading in past history, there was a college football coach in the Hall of Fame whose nickname was Close the Gate.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor.
A 15-yard touchdown run.
And the Colts are going to be moving to 10-0 as they add on to this big lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now Lawrence on 1st down.
Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Lawrence.
Incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Lawrence going to throw again.
Finds his tight end Ingram.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but As you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
Trying for Kirk, and he's got him on the crossing route.
10 more there and another first down.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Christian Kirk, a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Jaguars get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the property in the end zone. That's the problem. He's going to sell to himself now.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And some space here.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Now Wilson on first down. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick.
And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked off by Julian Blackmon.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
Blankenship out for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Now on 2nd and 16.
Lawrence. Connection made with Chenault.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Now Lawrence.
And Ingram hauls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That's a third down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
So roughing the passer, and this is a unit, Charles. They hold their breath every time they see their quarterback go down and get hit like that.
Yeah, they understand how important these last couple of months are for this team. They can ill afford to have anything happen to him if they want to accomplish their goals.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
Rolling to his left.
Quiddy Pay
in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off season, but on game day, you both want to show your best, and I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Colts, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year, and they'll hit the road next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.